Day 82. So Crown and Throne Room did not do anything. Verify the Mary Underground map. Yes, we did that. Okay, I did do a few things. So we have... So I don't have to choose the color immediately. I can choose the color later. So we started with a battery pack and a repellent. I should have used the repellent. I just realized at the end of my run there, I should have used the repellent. We are only one trophy away from getting to 8. Buy out the entire showroom seems completely doable. I'm only one contraption away from the Trophy of Invention too, so we have some potential here. Let's go draft our outside room. See what we get. We have 2 keys from the clock tower. We have an extra star from the planetarium. We have 2 gems in our allowance like normal, so great. Great. We find a tomb, we're all over it. There is a tomb. We are drafting it. We are going to town trying to make ourselves a hammer. And we're also going to town trying to get her ladyship's chamber. So I want to go get the diary key right now. Yeah. Okay, can I take it, please? There it is. Diary, Lady Epson's diary key. Okay. We are going to... We're going to want steps to get back here if we need to. If we don't manage to get our hands on a power hammer, then we'll just focus on her ladyship's chamber. I'm going to start the run today by going east instead of west. Because I need to draft her ladyship's chamber heading south, I'd like to actually spend the beginning of my run on the east side, if possible, filling in, getting resources, and then heading over, and we'll head kind of try to do a couple of southbound west wing rooms. So let's start by going east today. Pantry, Spare Green Room. Spare Green Room is great. It might have an item. It does have a handle, which is perfect. Workshop and hammer are needed now. We really want a commissary. Conservatory is okay. But I think... they all go the correct direction. Just the rarity of floor plans in your house. Parlor. Let's get some gems first before we do anything else. Okay. It's not an empty box. The gems are not in the black box. This statement is true. The above statement is false. Okay. The gems are in the black box. The gems are in the white box. Okay. So, this one could be entirely true. And as far as I can tell, this is the only one that can be entirely true. This cannot be entirely true. This cannot be. So we know this one is entirely true. Which should mean that the gems are in there. Because this cannot be... yeah, this one has to be true and false. This one has to be entirely false. Therefore, this one has to contain the gems. Trying to flummox me, I see you. We'll go ahead and do chapel here. Get me some forks early. We have money for days. Who cares? We'll tithe away. Let's take a closet. Key and a die. Break room is pretty good here. Get us a key. I believe this is 21. Reversed is 12. Yeah, we add them first. 20 plus 10 is 30. Minus 9 is 21. Reversed is 12. Yeah. 20 minus 1 is 19. Reversed is 91. Minus 20 is 71. Reversed is 17. Secret garden key, okay. Do the Geist bedroom. More dice, always good. Oh. Plus 4 dice if we have a tomb. Which we do, so we have tons of dice. That's actually really good. That's actually really helpful. We have a lot of dead ends already, though. So let's go back to the entrance hall. And we'll start by going north. We'll pick lab. I want a hammer. But I also want to start an experiment. Continue with experiment. Remove a crate from the tunnel. Easy peasy. Maybe spend 2 or more gems drafting a room. Remove a crate from the tunnel. Start experiment. Log into network. Swan song. Remote terminal access. View active terminals. Security. Yes. Keycard system settings, set security level low, confirm, change offline mode, unlocked, confirm, back, turn security menu, exit. I also want to try this. Swansong HSS. To see if I can log in using incorrect password. Okay, so it might only be at security that we can use that password. Okay. Hallway seems pretty good here. We'll go ahead and open this because this early it's usually a pretty good idea. Yeah, 1 key turns into 2. We'll go down first, south. We'll just take the storeroom, get our resources. And then we'll go up. Oh, I want commissary. We have dice. This is a little risky, but we have dice. I'm gonna buy the commissary. Hey Chainsaw, how you doing? All right, we got a magnifying glass. We're buying the whole thing out. Got a sledgehammer, sleeping mask, running shoes. Done. All right, we desperately need a workshop now. We have everything we need for the power hammer. All right, let's go here. Draft maybe a West Wing Hall. Perfect. And then I want Can we get her ladyship's chamber? We can. Let's fucking go. Her ladyship's diary. Right, 11779. Have those dates been changed at all? No. Okay. My dear diary. It looks like your Saturday night mask sledgehammer. Oh my. My dear diary, after countless sleepless nights and failed home remedies, my physician has urged me to document my sleeping routines in the various bedrooms of our estate. It is his hope that by tracking the caliber and length of my sleep in each room, together we may come to a deeper understanding of my condition and perhaps, with luck, find a more favorable environment in which I might finally find some amount of rest. Clara. Alright, 118, so that's 1 day later. Again, I thought it best to start with my own room, despite already knowing how unsuitable it has been for my sleep of late. Perhaps it is all the old memories that linger here. Hi, Necro, how you doing? Who the fuck is Necro? Perhaps it was the old memories that linger here. It is impossible not to think of my home among so many mementos of my youth. Nevertheless, I find comfort in gazing at the stars before dozing off, and it pains me to consider that if this trial is successful, it may be one of the final occasions that I sleep here. My room, sleep duration 2.5 hours, quality peaceful despite brevity. Observable effects, I awoke the following morning with 10 less steps, but also observed an additional star in the sky. Weird. 121. Last night I retired to the guest room, as I have yet to gain the courage to ask anyone to surrender their room to me, even for a night. This bedroom is a cozy space, normally reserved for guests staying the weekend. However, I find despite having a choice between 2 beds, that neither prove to be very comfortable. I must speak with Herbert about this, as our guests deserve, if at the very least, as much comfort in their stay as we have. Guest bedroom, sleep duration 4 hours, quality very fragmented, observable effects nothing special. I am getting a sense that we can use the telescope in this room. In the bedrooms. Interesting. 122. Bunk room. My dear diary, it was strange to sleep in the childhood room of my late husband. The room was just as I had imagined it from the stories he told of me of growing up with an elder brother. Herbert informed me that the room has remained untouched, almost identical to when they both occupied it. To avoid any accidents, I slept in the bottom bunk, as climbing ladders is not as easy as it used to be. Despite my exhaustion, my thoughts of Simon kept me up through most of the night. Sleep duration twice the usual, quality 2 times as restless. Observable effects, the next morning I went to the family tomb to visit his grave, and was surprised to find a flower already laid. $124.79. I could not bring myself to ask Hartley directly if I could borrow his room for my sleep study. The mere thought of it was mortifying. Instead, I decided to roll the die, as he often puts it, and wait for his night off to sneak into his room to nap. The experience of sleeping in a servant's room was thrilling, but the fear of getting caught was overwhelming. You're in your good boy lies. Every little noise startled me, and I couldn't manage to sleep for more than a few moments, fearing Hartley would return at any time. Sleep duration perhaps 1 hour, quality terrible. Effects, about half the steps the following day. I also discovered a stray die had found its way into my pocket, which was hardly shocking given Hartley's history. Master bedroom, 125.79. My dear Di, I have to confess I was initially hesitant to spend the night in the Baron's room. It's extravagantly showy, with every surface adorned with gold and every piece of furniture so large it seems almost comical. But as I lay down on the enormous bed, I was surprised to find that I felt entirely at ease. Even the absurdly oversized pillows were somehow comfortable, propping me up just right so that I didn't feel any strain on my neck or my back. I slept more soundly than I have in weeks, and I woke up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in what feels forever. Sleep duration 8 whole hours, quality the best in many months. Observable effects, I awoke feeling very refreshed with more energy and more steps than normal. As fate would have it, just as I had begun to make progress in my quest to slumber, a most joyous event has interrupted my progress. My beloved daughter has given birth to a son, and has requested my presence in town to assist her during this exciting but demanding time. For now, I shall take my leave of the bedrooms of Mount Holly, but I'm certain, dear diary, that one day I shall return. 128 of 79. That's Simon's birthday. That's potentially a relevant piece of information. Simon's actual birthday. Potentially. Vote for control. And then this. That is the outside room, and that is the antechamber. I think. Take a picture of that. I'm going to take a picture of all of these. So, Ladyship's sleep diary. Not what I expected. So she did not sleep in the boudoir. She did not sleep in the nursery, but she did sleep in the other rooms at one point. Okay. There is a telescope. Here's the question. Ten less steps. An additional star in the sky. These were her parents. Why can I not? I was thinking I might be able to use the telescope in here to gain the effect listed. What if I call it a day here? What if I call it a day in this room? If I call it a day here, I'll have less steps, but an additional star. If I call it a day here, I'll find a flower laid on the tomb. If I call it a day here, I'll have half steps, but I'll start with a bonus die. And if I end the day here, I'll have more steps than normal. I wonder then if there's additional effect calling it a day in my Geist bedroom, since I now have a Geist bedroom, hidden effect of that. And also the maid's chamber is half bedroom, and the aquarium is part bedroom. I'm going to have to test this with a bedroom. Okay. Here's a bedroom. Let's grab that. I don't think regular bedroom was on the list. Master, servants, bunk room, guest bedroom, my room. This was not on the list of rooms that she tried sleeping in. No. Alright, well, we got her ladyship's chamber out of the way. That's done, which, that was interesting. That was interesting. I am almost certain what that is telling me is call it a night in the bedroom, and you'll have that bonus effect. I have a lot of dice. Let's redraw here. Do security here. We've already played with the security settings, so I'm not too worried about that. Just go south. Can I get a dead end here? Walk-in closet. And I should automatically get some extra gems because I have her ladyship's chamber. Yeah. Coins, key, lucky rabbit's foot, and gem. Yeah, I'm gonna have to test this starting in a different, sleeping in a different, or ending, calling it a day in a different room. Where am I? Am I here? I'm not yet on the outside of the house. Okay, I need a workshop, like really badly. Library's decent here. The Fixed Stars by Dickwit. I'm pretty sure this is just the same. Why is it here? Why is it here as something you can check out? That's very bizarre to me. Lockpick. 2 or more gems drafting. So we need to start spending our gems. Treasure trove. Ooh. How many mechanical rooms do I have for Mechanarium? Just 1, 2. This would be the third. 3 doors is not great. Let's go treasure trove because A, money, B, things. So this is a white trunk with what should I call this? Flame. Trunk is locked, of course it is. Okay, this is true. So the previous box in this room was true. Since this is red handwritten, we know this is true. That means that was the other one was true. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. We know that's true. So this is a knight, okay. Are there mechanical torches, candles in here? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Looking for urns to smash too. Like that one, but no. Okay. Passageway is decent here. Let's just do it. Let's do observatory. Yeah. What do we have? We have Draxus. We're not going to do that. Gems. Key. Apple. Pair of chests has been added to the room. Do I want rooms with 4 doors are more common today? I don't think so. Then we do it again because we have a telescope. Okay. We are going to go back to the entrance hall. There are 4 trunks in the entrance hall. And that could be a huge amount of resources. Silver key. So we have silver key and secret garden key right now as our special keys. So I still need, more than anything, I will need some steps here soon. But I will need, more than anything, steps and a workshop. Yeah. All right, let's go this way first. Silver key. Lots of doors. Courtyard seems really good here. Still don't have a shovel, though. Car keys. Car keys. We don't have a garage, so let's go this way. Regular key. Let's go corridor. Try to get to the east wing. Go office here. Freight has been removed from the tunnel. Free gem. Dining room could be huge for steps later. There's our 10 steps right away from that, so that's good. Kennel bunk room. Veranda, greater chance of finding items in green rooms. Let's go bunk room. Should get double sleep mask. Okay. All right. Do you have a magnifying glass? Getting a master bedroom would also be glorious today. Oh, I didn't do the office spread gold. And then I want to try Swan Song HSS here. Incorrect. Okay. Really feels like that's only going to be usable in security. Which is fine. Oh shit. That's the end. We don't have a security key card. Fuck. That's the end. Oh no, hang on. Oh, that is the foundation. I was like, we can go back through the foundation, but this is the foundation. Damn. Only one successful trigger of the tunnel too. All right. Well, what do I have for tomorrow? I have the break room to give myself a key card for tomorrow. Which, given this, I am interested in, but I'm also curious about trying out one of these bedroom things. The only one I can really test is her ladyship's chamber. I could test the Geist bedroom to see if something actually does happen there. But... Or I could just go break room. Why? Or I could just go break room. Get myself a key card for tomorrow. Because I also don't know, maybe I have to have the telescope in my inventory. Let's see, is there a room I don't want to see again? Is there a room that I'm just like, get out of my draft pool, you know? Not really. I feel like I should do something. Because I have the repellent right now. I should have checked that this was not a locked keycard door. I made a mistake. Should have checked. I also never used my Banner of the King. We made some mistakes, but it's fine. It's fine. That's why we tried. Let's try. Well, how about we do this? Let's do her ladyship's chamber. Let's test out the theory that calling it a day there will have an effect for the next day. So what I'm thinking is we just call it a day here. We're at 45 stars. So if I wake up tomorrow morning and have 10 fewer steps but 46 stars, that will confirm the theory. Call it. Lady Epson's diary. Done, though. Prosaic Inn. 5 bedrooms. This antechamber drawing at the outer room from the grounds, very interesting. I kind of want to end my run in the antechamber at some point with the Blessing of the Monk. Try that. Blessing of the Monk plus call it in antechamber. I also want to put somewhere my birthday. Which of course I didn't exactly write down, huh? Well, it's fine. We can come back. I expect that the diary will be open from now on. All right, let's go. Save and continue.